Hello, everyone. This is Cynthia Deering. I have seen her everywhere. She shows up on lives. She shows up on videos, and I had a little chance to actually check out her videos that she made on her YouTube channel. And if you haven't seen a Cynthia Deering YouTube channel out there, you got to go check it out. Just look for Cynthia Deering. You'll see her out there. But I'm reaching out to her and wanted to have a conversation with her. I really don't know Cynthia Deering, but I've seen her around. And so today I'm grateful that you accept my invitation to be here and have a chat with me. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome. Thank you for being here with me.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Julie. Good to be with you. Finally, I get to see you up close. Yeah.
It's an honor for me as well, Cynthia. So it has been a journey for so many of us. And I know that your heart is in ONPASSIVE through the videos and messages that you are putting out there. So let me ask you, when did you start it with ONPASSIVE?
Well, I've been on the internet since my husband passed away. So that is 2004. I did not know anything about the internet. I had to learn about the computer and work my way through it. I know I was getting over and he's gone. I have to look after myself now. He didn't leave me with very much and I knew I had to do something. And that led me to get to Ash because I was finding out about all these guys, these guru guys, they call them out there, with their websites splashed with cars and big houses and things over their screen and getting you to sign up, like what Ash spoke about, you know. That the route I followed to finally landed on Ash's link. And when I land on his link and I went to his first webinar, my goodness, I said to myself, who is this guy? And for $97, when I have paid so much before, I grabbed that link and I flew with it. And you know, since then, Julie, I have never looked at anything else. I just stayed with Ash. I followed all his webinars. I learned about ONPASSIVE. I learned about the community. I learned about what he was after. And that's where I am today because that I haven't done anything else with anybody else. That's it. Yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful, and I bet that that message that you referring to was one of the audios that out there at the very beginning. So when did you join ONPASSIVE? Were you at the very beginning?
I joined in February 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, early February.
Right. That is over 5 years. So over 5 years.
Some months. Yeah.
And I bet you, and same with a lot of people, there are not a day that we don't think or talk about ONPASSIVE. And I noticed you are showing up in lives and conversations out there. How has it been for you? For what in his message at the very beginning that kind of pull your heartstring?
The way Ash spoke, I thought he was a true leader. In the sense of the word. He was unique, he was kind, he had everything for mankind that I'm looking for. And my thing is to uplift humanity also. When the time comes, I will. I have orphanages, children I've seen, and all these kinds of things. It breaks my heart. So I want to fly with this when the time comes, you know, and ONPASSIVE is going to take me where I need to go. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because we all, and I believe you, as same as myself and a lot of people, had gone through our life where we're working so hard daily and nights, even times and time, and it's never ends. And for me, I feel like when Ash shared that message, and I don't know if you remember the Julie and Milo show. I
do every single one I used to watch. Yep.
Yes. And I remember.
Yes, where you started? Is that where you started?
Yes. So what happened was Milo and I wanted to, because Milo is the one who bought a position for me. And so I wanted to help some people. I wanted to communicate. I wanted to share this out. And that's all I thought at the time. But once I started doing the show back and forth with Milo, and I thought it would be so nice to get to know other people. And at that time, every single one, the people that I talked to, interviewed to, always mentioned about Ash Mufarah's first audio. And personally, I did not even hear it.
Ash, on that video, those original videos that he had out there on the web, it was the best. I don't know, I hope he retained some of those, because those ones, I mean to say, he was just himself coming out there looking for things and just hoping that he could fly with it. And he did. Finally, he did. You know, I have followed him for all this, and every webinar I would go to, I would just sit and listen to this guy. And you can see the pureness, the kindness from the heart. Really and truly, you can see it way back when. And I thought to myself, only one in this world like him. There's no other like him out there, Julie. You can't find that out there today, no way.
I can see the passion in you when you're listening. It really takes me back to that audio when I actually get a hold of it, because to be honest with you, I didn't listen to it until I came in a month after you, right? And I didn't even listen to it until probably a year or 2 years later. But that message really showing the heart of an individual who has experienced all the hardship in life, who has walked that path, who already gets where he already understands the humanity, and he puts it together in a message where it draws people. It's like, oh, every time when you hear that message, it's like, oh yeah, I've been there too, Ash. I've been there. Oh yes, I had the same feeling, and thank you for understanding me. And it was such a beautiful message. And so when you start going into to ONPASSIVE in 2019, at that time there was nothing for us to actually, no website, right? No website. It's just a community of people gathering together, seeing the vision of Mr. Ash Mufarah. Tell me about your journey at the very beginning.
You know what, Julie? I can relate to Ash's life, because mine is kind of similar to what he went through. And I guess that's why I was stuck on ONPASSIVE. Because the things that he was talking about back then was his life and the way it was and why he had to change things. And he followed his dream, and look where we are today. Good for him, you know?
For him.
Yeah.
For him. Great for all of us.
I thought that there can't be any other out there. For the people I came across on the internet, they weren't all that good. They were off that one thing. And when they got it, they took off. They took off that you couldn't find them again. That's it. And I kept going from one to the other, and until all my funds that I came to Canada was gone, or what I had from my husband, gone. And you know, I came to Canada looking for greener pastures, and how that ended me up here. I spoke to with comfort video about all that, why I ended up in Canada and how my background a little bit on there. So, you know, it's a hard life in Trinidad, and today it's even worse. I had to run away from that home. Well, I didn't run, I had to make tracks. And I did. 14 brothers and sisters, and a father on a sugarcane estates, an alcoholic, so to speak. What's there for you? He couldn't feed us. We had to beg for food. The usual stuff, you know, that African thing these places go through. Like that. And they used to talk about Trinidad was a paradise. Back then it was. Today it's not. Because I went back 2 or 3 times after that. I couldn't believe what I saw that place came to. It's no paradise anymore. The poverty continues. People begging on the side of the road. Children with their hands out begging. to buy food, you know. It's sad. What can you do?
Yes, I can feel you. I hear you. We know that all the agriculturals, the people that worked in the farm, the people that can produce so much food that can actually feed 10 billion people around the world. But why are certain area and like you said, the Trinidad and Tobago, and I can see that your goal is to be able to make a difference in those. And that's why we're so resonate with Mr. Ashmufar's message at the very beginning that pulls us together. Cynthia, do you believe that ONPASSIVE is a calling?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. How come we ended up here? That's what I ask myself.
Yeah.
How come I left Trinidad to come and find him here? I believe in those things, you know. Everything is for a reason. It happens for a reason. And that's why I had to leave Trinidad to find it. Eventually found onto it, and that's it. And that's my life. Yep.
I'm so glad that you are here, and I'm glad that we get to sit down.
ONPASSIVE, I see what I see from mountaintop to mountaintop. We go. We are going higher and higher and higher. Look at us, 1.4 people out there with mouths to talk, preaching the same thing Ash wants us to do, uplift humanity. Just think what that can do, you know? I was talking to my daughter too, just yesterday. I said, you know, Ash is looking for us to uplift humanity. She hasn't got a clue because she hasn't followed. She was working. I just put her in here. And when I would get everything from webinars and things, I will keep her updated. But she's still working, so, you know, she didn't have much time to sit down like I do. I was retired and I am at home and, you know, I living off my pension. I'm not ashamed to say that. That's where I am. I had houses. I lost everything. Life goes on, Julie.
Exactly. And you know, like you have said, life goes on, but every single one of us, the people that feel that ONPASSIVE is a calling, our life goes on with a beacon of hope guiding us through. Because I believe that many of us went through the COVID time, went through hard time, ups and downs time in our life. But we have ONPASSIVE is what we're grabbing on. We have the whole entire community to supporting each other. It has been an amazing journey, and I know you feel the same.
I left Trinidad because it was hard times. I came here, I found good times. I had hard times to begin with, but not for too long. I found my husband after I got married to him. It was good times. I wouldn't lie about that. I had the best life ever. We had everything going, you know, and he had to come and pass away. I lost him to cancer. 19 years today, 20 odd maybe now. I've been on my own. On scraps, what would I say? Have to make do. Today I'm renting. Life goes on.
I feel you, and I'm sorry for the loss of your husband. It is sad when you're going on this journey by yourself. But I know that you feel that he's much closer to you in spirit. And I do also believe that you do talk to him, you know.
I trying to venture out to the lives that people got going, Minu and all those people now, trying to see if I could meet. I met quite a few of them, but you know, the community is so warm and inviting. It's nice to have. And because of ONPASSIVE, I saw that before. I couldn't find anything like that before. No. Yeah, you and your lives that you do, and whoever does their things out there, and over on Fridays, it's the best, really, to keep people like us from the outside to get into a community that relates to ONPASSIVE. Yeah, so many still out there don't have that, you know.
Right.
And I think we should find some way to bring them into these things.
Yes, And that is one of the reasons why I launched this heart-to-heart conversation, because I believe that when we are sitting together, we are spending time, listen attentively to the other person. Hopefully it helps. And, giving a chance to people actually share what they need to share. And it is so important that we as a community sitting together, stand strong together, because we start together. We start together, we walk together, and we finish it together, and we start a new round together.
Julie, I believe from way back in Trinidad, we were born in this world to follow a path. We have came with that path already planned out for us. And no matter what we do, we have to follow that path, come what may. You cannot run from it. You cannot hide from it. Things change. You get on that path and you keep going. That's the way it is. And I think that was part of the reason I had to do what I had to do to end up where I end up today. I have all this love in me for humanity and know where to go with it. I tried in Trinidad when I was there. We would still help all the poor people, and how much can you give to somebody when you don't have yourself? My dad used to grow vegetable and thing in the gardens. What can we give? Is the what we reap from there we give to other people. Exactly. And that's the story, because if you help people, it always door opens for you too. But you have to make it happen. It just don't open for you. You've got to make it happen. You just can't sit and expect that to happen. You have to put something into it. Whatever you put into it, you will get back. That's my belief. And I know that there's something to it, because a lot of people don't believe things like that. They're just in this world walking around blindly. They don't see life. They don't understand life. Somebody come, they die, they gone. That's the cycle. That's all they know. But they never allow themselves to dig deeper to find out what really is this life on earth and why. That's part of where me too. And I think that you just can't blame them, because, to say the community, the society where they live, the country, things like that, it's all against them. Where you come from, is that all you know, really? You never allow yourself to follow and find out anymore. But I think there's so much people can learn today because of the internet. They just have to ask and you'll find out. Yep.
Absolutely. And I also think that sometimes if we are focusing on the current situation, and that's all we can, but for me, I feel like there's time we need to step out of our current situation and really look into it in a different angle, to actually see another side of it. Because I believe that within a problem there is always a solution, right?
Oh,
and that's a solution. It's probably you are the only one can see it. But then when you mentioned about the community, when you're getting together a community and you speak out, you share what you're dealing with, what you're struggling in, another person looking from the outside, looking in, may see a solution in there and point it out. And so, Cynthia, like I said, we're all here with each other. Anytime that you needed to talk to someone, reach out. It's the best thing to do. They're just like what Sherry said, always pick up the phone call. And I can guarantee with you, Cynthia, whenever you need to pick up a phone call, and I would be the person who would pick up your phone call. Because
thanks for that, Julie. Yeah, because certain things you can't really say everything on the internet. Everybody, exactly. you have some kind of thing and you're feeling uncomfortable to do that.
Absolutely.
And really things that you don't want to get out for other people, like out in the world out there. And I think when you do something like that and you talk about it, you offload a lot. You feel so much better inside. And, it's not lies, it's all true, but you're not quite there yet to do that. Exactly. You have to walk yourself through these things. And when the time is ready, I say it will come out. But until then, you can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a reason why Mr. Ashmofar, he has said it. Make sure you take care of your tummy first. Make sure you take care of your family, your situation first. When you're on the plane, if there's turbulence come, you got to take care of yourself first. Wear your own mask first before you do it to someone. And you're right. When we are in a struggle, surviving situation, we have to survive first. Because if we can't survive, we cannot help someone else. And that is so true. And that's what ONPASSIVE is designed for, that purpose, is to help all of us to be able to have that total freedom, and then help other people and inspire others to get the same thing, to receive the same values as we receive. And you are one of the representative, the soul within ONPASSIVE is, I'm here. I have a lot of things. I have a lot of plan. I want to help these orphanage. I want to help these people, but I need to be in a good position. I need to be safe. I need to not, I guess, in survival mode in order for me to take care. Am I right?
You need to be comfortable inside with yourself, and then you can branch out and flourish out. That's what you need to do. I am not there yet because I help my whole family, and today it's not a family thing. I don't know, you could read between the lines. One of these days I will tell you. And quite a lot of work. It's not easy. You're working and giving your mom your paycheck to feed everybody, and at the end of the day there was nothing still, and it's just that I don't even want to think about that anymore. The family just went like that, and you hear people talk about family is the worst. Well, it is the worst. Believe that one.
Yeah.
For what I did and what I got back. Yep.
But I do believe that with ONPASSIVE, you will be the person who reunite the whole entire family together.
I don't know about that, Julie, because I brought them out of the rat hole and I showed them a life and they went with it. And some of them did really, really well. They never looked back. No. You can't get nothing from them these days. Family is the worst. I had first-hand experience. I could say that loud to anybody. Family. Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's the way things went, and you wonder why. Is this my karma? Was I meant to do that? You wonder who died and leave me, mother and father. Because I was practically looking after all of them. Right. And then, it turned. Why did it turn? Why all these things happen?
I think there are questions that we can't answer. I am hoping that it will take time. Time will be able to tell or answer a lot of the why questions that we have. But I do hope and pray that things will absolutely getting better.
Well, it will take a long time, as you say. We still to find it, right?
Yeah.
All the books out there, I haven't seen any yet that showed anything like that. Maybe I didn't look in the right place yet. But it's still out. It is out there. I know that.
Right.
One of these days, when the time is right, it will be right in front of us. And I think that people have to make do with what they have in the meantime and live in the moment. I mean to say, I don't expect too much. I just have a good mind, and I know that it will change someday. Things change. Nothing is here like to stay forever one way. It passes, and it gets better or for the worse, one or the other. And that is my belief all the way. I have seen the good and the bad and the evil and seen it all. I did a full circle, and I know I kind of understand life. I think I understand life from living through what I did. You understand life has got to be experienced in order to understand it. And I think I did that. Some of these lessons people can't learn these days because they may had it, they don't know. But there's so much lessons to be learned from that journey that I had. Yep. I ended up in Canada, leaving my whole family behind. Something had to happen there. Something. Yeah.
I know that time will change, and we have to allow ourselves, to actually make a difference too, because if we focusing on what just happened, and I for some reason I thought this things was really cool when I learned through this community one time, when thing that is happened and things that you think, the story that you tell that happened, if you keep them separately, it gives you more freedom. But if when you start collapsing what happened to you and what you think, or your stories that tell you, it will trap you. So for me, sometimes you have to let go.
Oh, I let go, all right. That's why I have peace. I
Yeah.
have peace today. It's only on these lives it comes out and it takes me back.
Right.
But I live like a human being, like everybody else. I don't expect too much. What comes to me comes. If I get something, fine. If not, still fine.
Yes.
That's how I am. I accept everything for what it is. Everything.
So you
because there's a reason why I ended up here.
Yes.
And still to find that reason. Yep.
Yeah. Someday I do hope that you will find that reason, and you will know that it is the purpose. It is where your purpose is moving forward and make a difference in the people that you come across from this point on. And hopefully one of these days, your family will coming back and maybe make that difference, and maybe you would be, whether or not sometimes we can't really control things.
They will come back all right when I'm up to the level where they are. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Speak oodles. Yeah.
So let me ask you really quick, a lot of things has been happen in ONPASSIVE that we so cherish, like the moment of ONPASSIVE was launched in Dubai, the moment where our products launched, the O Connect will launch. Tell me your thought. What was your excitement at the time?
I loved O Connect. I just did the practice webinars on the site itself. I never actually held one my own on O Connect. Part of it is I was scared because I've never done this before, coming out in the open, and I think that was part of it. But I attended many O Connect webinars that people held, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, really. It's such a site that you can do everything with. And when Roblyn was going, she used to really dig into O Connect and explain to us about all the features and everything. I learned a lot from there. Yeah. O Connect is a tool I think will really open up this world. I really see that happening, because when countries get into it and everybody can do this and collect the people in the community together and have a webinar or something like that, and it will go places. It really will. I plan to buy all of Ash's product. All of it. Yeah. And I know that by doing that, I will get where I want to go faster. I know that. You don't have to buy all at one time. To buy it within when you afford it. But I'm going to get them. I know I'm going to do that. Yeah. When you want to go somewhere, Julie, you have to take the fastest turn. And not the hardest way, but the easiest way to get there. And I think by doing that is my easiest way to get there. That's what I think.
Yes, yeah. And at the same time, I also think that, I mean, not that I think, I believe it and I live it, that this is your business. You do whatever the efforts that you put in, it's whatever that you will get harvest at the end, right? And so if you choose not to get involved, if you choose not to purchase the products, you won't have what you want. And so your best solution is, whatever the product's coming out, I will definitely do that right off the heartbeat. I won't even hesitate, because it's my business. In order for the business to win, you got to put effort in, whether or not your time or the money, you got to put it in.
I have dreams for myself that I need to do. And if I don't make the effort and be active in it and do it, I'm not going to get there, because this is all I have right now. Nothing else is there for us out there, Julie. What is there?
There's nothing else. This is it. This is it.
I think about all those people who can't even afford a computer, who can't even get to it, who doesn't know about it out there yet in countries. And, you know, it has to change somehow. It really has to. And I think Ash is doing the right thing. And he's collecting the people to follow and do exactly what he wants. He will get there. The world will turn upside down. It will.
You know, he gives... Right, exactly. Just wait and see what happened. But what's so special about Mr. Ashmufara is he gives people options. You know, you could choose to do this. You don't have to, right? You don't have to do this. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is come in. If you choose to, you can join in. You can enjoy the free product and enjoy the rest of your life with the free product, if that's what you only want. But ONPASSIVE has created something where it just attracting people, because what ONPASSIVE does is just providing the values to people. And when people are enjoying the product, the technology, it forces themselves to actually do more. And it's just unimaginable when you have an opportunity that is built together, that is all done for you in one place. All you got to do is stay in with it.
People have got to understand it's a journey. Follow the process, stay with it. And you know how many people out there don't get that yet? Because they're so anxious. They want it today. They want it tomorrow. So I just tell them, hey, look, Rome wasn't built in one day, you know. And you know how people are today. There's all kinds of these nonsense going on all over the place. And I don't even stop to read. I pass it by. It's terrible, Julie. All over Facebook and all kinds of things, you know, my God.
It's whatever you focus. If you focus about nonsense news or nonsense information, you become a nonsense person. But if
I have no time for that.
Exactly.
But you can't help it flashing up in front of your eyes.
Yeah. And if you focus on something that's valuable to you, you become a valuable person, because that all you carry, it's positivity, inspirations, and motivations to share with other people.
You know what I think? People do not take the time to learn about this business. They have got to learn about it, and then they would know where it's going. But if that's not in place, it's not going to happen for them. No, they have to learn it, and then they will go with it. Yep. I see ONPASSIVE like the dream that came true for me. People have got to understand that that's going to come true for them too. They have got to follow the process. They must. They can't just expect to snap their finger and get money in their bank. It doesn't work like that. No matter how easy anybody make it for you, you got to put in the work somehow. Exactly. You know, it's just that there's all kinds of different people in this world. Some can see it and some don't. They never will. And Ash is right. You can't force them to do it. Well, if they want to do it, do it. If not, go. We're not holding you here. We're not having a belt or a whip over your shoulder telling you, hey, do you got to do this? Like back then when they used to do it like that, you know? Mm-hmm. It's not like that. It's free will. Exactly. It's a free will in this world. We all have free will. You choose what you want to do. Nobody can tell you what to do. And whatever you do and the mistakes you make, it's your own fault. Nobody's fault. You make the mistakes. You went there. You did it. We didn't do it for you. So it's your fault. Take the responsibility for it. But they don't see it like that, do they? Everything has a responsibility, and they have to take what you create and what you did. If it's not your fault, then fine. But be a person and show up and be honest with yourself, at least with yourself, that I did this and this is the way it is. And it's just that life is a funny thing, Julie. It really is. If you take the time to just study life, you might keep going for another 20 years. Really.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. But
I know you had your hard times with raising a child too. It's not an easy thing to do. I had to do it too. Everybody have their skeleton in the closets that they don't talk about. I have tons of them I haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not an easy thing to raise a child, a single mother. I don't care, no matter what anybody say.
Yeah.
And when you live in a country that you have to live to the country standards, you try your best no matter what to give them it. And that's what you've been doing. Mm-hmm. I take my hat out to you, Julie.
Thank
really.
You. Thank
Very
you.
Good.
Very, very kind of you, and thank you so much for saying that. But you said about life is life. It's part of life. It will flow. It will, just like a stream of water. It will just flow, no matter where you are, who you are, no matter what you do. It just flow, and all it is you choose what you can take out of life. You can go down to the flow of water, the lake, and just take a spoonful of life, or you can scoop the full of life, and that's how you have to decide what you want to do. Be happy.
There is that path I talked about earlier. Yeah. That path you come here to follow, and you must follow it. Yes. People can't follow it because they get into all kinds of alcohol and drugs and all kind of things. Not many of them are strong enough to do that. You get the few, one here and one there. Mm-hmm. And many of them just drop it by the wayside, and they live like today's life, today, that's it. They can't be bothered to find out anymore. Right. But because you have the experience, you can see back which this place ended you up and why. You question it. You don't question. You know that this was meant to be. If something is meant to be, it will be. If it's not meant to be, it is not meant to be. And, and you have to have the willpower to see it through. Without that, it's nothing, Absolutely. Willpower and kindness and everything go together. They all go together. Absolutely. How many people today can say they got all that? How many? Ash is the only one I know who's like that. There's a few odd one out there in the community of ONPASSIVE that is like that, without calling names. But really, just a handful if you think about it. Yes. Most of them, some of them come into ONPASSIVE not just for the money. I did to begin with. But when I got into it, I saw, hey, wait a minute here. This is falling on my lap. It's what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. It's got everything in it that I want. So why wouldn't I be here? That's right. And this is the place to be. Everybody out there, this is the place to be. Yeah. Just jump on, learn it later, learn as you go. Right. And many people don't want to be bothered to do that. Yeah. They classing it with all the other scams and stuff out there, and I have a few friends. I try to introduce it to them. They say they will talk to their grandfather and their grandmothers. They spoke to them, and they came back to me and said, my grandparents say it's a scam. We're not going to go that route. So like I said, okay, Yeah, I said, okay, it's your decision. I can't make you do it, I just ask you if you want to, and, there was one yesterday I went to, where did I go? Yeah, I had lots of appointments yesterday, running around all over the place. I went to the hairdresser, I believe, not to do my hair, other things. And the lady was a facial. She was telling me, and when she was a young girl, she's 27 years old. And I said, you look pretty young. And I started talking. And she said, yeah. And I said, you like what you do? She said, it's so-so. I said, are you married? She said, yeah, have been married and divorced already at 27. Wow. So I said, I don't have a card or anything on me, but you have my phone number? And she said, yes. So I said, go to onpassive.com on the internet and just click and read. If you like anything that you think that you can get into this, something like this, contact me and I will let you know. That was that. I got to get some business card print up.
Yes.
Really do.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's what you do. You just share what you love. And like we said earlier, Cynthia, that ONPASSIVE is a calling. It's calling for everybody. It's calling my name, it's calling your name. It's not that ONPASSIVE, it's just things that we don't see, things that we cannot describe. But it is a calling. And you get called many times, but you are not chosen if you don't get it. If mentally you can't figure out and you can't understand this, you always have that block for you not to that blindness for you not to be able to understand or recognize the blessings that come your way. To me, that's how I think, you know, and if people don't see and don't absorb the information or the valuable things that you share, then it's not for them. Because remember, what did I hear? ONPASSIVE is for everybody, but not everybody.
I know. And that's the sad part about it. People will not open their eyes and see it.
Yeah.
I do not understand this. It's just that it's there and it's calling you and you can't see. Give it a try. If you don't like it, get out.
That's
right. Simple like that.
Simple, yes. So, let me ask you, do you mind sharing some of your dreams? You don't have to go into details, but do you mind sharing
my dreams?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? It's so big, Julie, it will take 3 months.
Okay.
Well, on the side of it, I would like to help humanity a lot more. I did the fostering and I had a taste for it. But, you know, the thing is, you can't help people if you can't help yourself. And I did that for 30 years while my husband was alive. He was accountant and he was running his own business from the home. And I was doing the fostering. And we had such a big home, we thought we might as well use this home. So I took in foster kids that don't have a home. Parents abused and they're out there and you know, all kinds of kids. Oh my gosh. You should see the kind of kids that came through my door. I thought my heart went out to them and, you know, and young kids, babies, everything, you know, babies. Why would somebody beat a baby? Isn't that sad? You ever see anything like that in your life? What did this innocent child did? Why would you abuse a child sexually? 5-year-old. Why would you do things like that? Are they human? Makes you wonder, eh? Yeah, that's where my soft spot came from. Coming from the big family and then going straight into fostering and then, you know, and then to nothing. But that's okay. My dreams are ONPASSIVE will get me where I want to go. And that's where that goes. But my dreams to help humanity a lot more. Feed the hungry children, for God's sake, feed them. I know it. Children shouldn't have to go through that. They shouldn't. Breaks my heart, really. Every time I go there, I get softened. Really, I can't do it. It's just that you see it and you have to live it too, you know. And children out there, they don't know any better. Well, what do they know at 5 years old, or 3 years old, or 2 years old? What do they know? You know.
They need your protection. But yet, and I do totally get it. I totally get your dreams. I totally get what your goals and what you wanted to do. Cynthia Deering, it's much blessings your way. And you and I and so many people out there know that ONPASSIVE will make the difference. ONPASSIVE will make the biggest impact in the world. And it takes the soul, it takes yourself, it takes the people that receive the calling and go out there and go do it. And that's exactly, you are representing of that calling. And so hopefully we are going to get together again. Even things, projects that need support, we all get together. We're all connecting together and work together and makes a difference in these children's life.
That is what it's going to take to kick it off, because you can't do something by yourself alone. Exactly. You need the opinion and thoughts of others and put it together. That's the only way it will go. Exactly.
Exactly.
You can do it on your own, but it will take you a long, long time to do that. And I think I would like to work with people who have the same views as mine and who wants to do the same thing like me. And it doesn't necessarily have to stop at the children, just feed basically the hungry.
Yeah.
There are lots of hungry people out there still.
Absolutely. There are so many out there. Thank you so much for your time to sit down here with me and have a conversation with me. I get to know you a lot more, and see.
I know you a long time, Julie.
I appreciate you so much for your kind words. I see you there, and I see your videos that you're doing, and all the things that is happening. And thank you, God, for putting us together and have this conversation. And I do wish you well. I do wish you all the best, and I know that you will be doing big things out there. So continue to do that, and I'm always here whenever you need. If you need just a phone call or just to get it out there. Sometimes we have a burning sensation in our heart, seeing things that we don't want to see, but we have that calling for us to be able to see it. And I think a lot of the image, a lot of the things that we see on internet helping us awaken up sometimes a sleepy heart of ourselves, because we do have sleepy moments in our heart. And so it's all good. It's all good. It's all for the better. And I believe the future will be so bright.
It has to be one way or the other. 1.4 of us going out there, it's gotta be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Julie, and thanks everyone. I didn't cry too much this time. Last time I broke down, and that was terrible.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You can't talk when you cry,
Exactly.
I did a lot better with you than I did. Maybe if I keep doing it, I will get better,
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. And everyone, if you would like to know Cynthia Deering a little better and where she came from, make sure you check out her interview with Comfort. And if you want to get connection and you want to get connected with Cynthia Deering, I'm going to leave her email or whatever the way, or if you want to see her channel, whatever the way it is, I will put it in the description for you. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. God bless you, and continue to open up for whatever the calling is. If you're having calling to go help someone, go do it. Like our CEO, Mr. Ash, always say, do one good thing a day.
True. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Julie. Thanks, everyone. Hope to see you again. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.